Well, on the trail, and like I said in last week's email, still been on the trail each week, just haven't been video blogging to you. It's actually pretty interesting because it sort of ties into a bit of how I'm feeling at the moment. Last weekend, like some of you know, is the goat run, just an annual event we do, and me and a bunch of friends shot down to Ruapehu, stayed in Awakuni and ran around the western side of the mountain. It was awesome. But because it's sort of an annual event and it's the last sort of serious running event in the year that I participate in, it's almost like it's a climax each year. It is probably the most special race I do. It's pretty unique, pretty grueling, and a real test of physical and mental and emotional, and so I love it. But it was weird this year because normally after the goat, that's it, you know, and any running between then and the new year is just pretty optional and for fun, and there was a time last year when I did another event afterwards, but no pressure. So it was like you finish the goat, you breathe a sigh of relief, and then you relax. And so this year was really weird because I finished the goat, breathed a sigh of relief, relaxed. Been pigging out on junk food this week because I've been eating healthy for the last few months. But as the weeks progressed, I've realised that the goat wasn't it for me this year. That in fact that was just one of the things, and that I've still had 4 marathons to go this year and over 4 weeks. And what's bizarre is to get out here tonight, Friday night, on the Waikato River. It's been really hard to get motivated to get on out. And thanks to a couple of friends, just giving them a bell and saying, can you help me through? These guys have been running with me for 20 Ks and it's been awesome. And they're just about to head home. But I think it's been like that for me this year, and it may be like that for you. I know it is for some of you that I've talked to, that we start this year going, man, we're looking for love. We want to know your love, God, and we sort of like, some of us take a while to get into that, and some of us get into that quickly, but over time, you know, it sort of loses its zeal, its zap, and we need something else to motivate us again, and then maybe there's another goal, and we get to that, and then it's just like, whoa, phew, we're through that. I know for me this year, the pursuit of God's love, and understanding His love for me and my love for Him and love for others, it was almost like a climax was hitting the Yes series, and when we got to that, I was so excited, and it was so much something that I felt God was doing in me, and I wanted to share with you. And honestly, when I got to the end of the Yes series, even though it was like still a lot of the year to go, I feel like, oh man, that's it, I can finally relax. And yet there was all the year still to go, and I had to get my head around the Round the Table series, and sometimes it's hard like that. It can feel like peaks and troughs. But here's what I've been thinking, because I don't want to end this year flat. I don't want to end this year feeling like, oh man, that love thing was great for the first half of the year, but it sucked the second half. In fact, this is what I've started thinking about the last few days. And it really started a few weeks ago, but the last few days thinking about this, that even though I'm a little bit up and down, and my appreciation of God's love ebbs and flows, and I need special seasons and memorials to remind me, and Christmas is a great one of those coming up. But I've realised this, that God, through all of that, He remains faithful. He just keeps on keeping on. He's always with me. His love is constant. He never leaves or forsakes me. In fact, in the very normal, mundane, without anything spectacular or inspiring, without any goal set or great memorial to remember, He would still remain constant. And I've been just enjoying that the last couple of days, to know that, hey, just in the normal right now, where I feel like I'm between spaces, places, He is with me, and He loves me deeply, and He even likes me. I've been thinking about that, and so I just encourage you that, I don't know what your season you're up to right now, but if you're in a bit of a trough, let this Christmas season pick you up and show you His love afresh as you think of Jesus coming for you. But also be reminded of this, in the mundane, in the normal, in the day-to-day, He is with you. He is right beside you. He has you in His hands, and He loves you deeply. Anyway, got to carry on. A few more Ks to go, and maybe I'll catch you next week. Ciao.